So I'm pleased today to be joined by Colleen Craig, who's the closest to me over here. She is the owner of the Atlanta Vibe, the new volleyball team in town, professional volleyball, and also four-time NBA All-Star Paul Millsap. And I know when you're looking at you two and you see Paul, you're thinking, what the heck does a former Atlanta Hawk have to do with volleyball? And Colleen, you're here to tell me what that is.
Well, yes, I'm here to talk about the Atlanta Vibe, and I'm here to also introduce Paul.
Yeah.
Paul is coming on board as an investor in our team, so we are
cool.
excited to have him aboard.
How did this come about? Either one of you can take that.
Well, Paul and I were introduced through a mutual colleague, and we just had a lot of similar interests in what we're doing. And Paul is the example of a professional athlete, a fantastic human, a star in his own right, as everybody here knows what he's accomplished. And when we started talking about the sport, he not only has those characteristics, but he's a girl dad and believes in the future of female sports and women's sports and what we're doing. So we started sharing the vision of what the Atlanta Vibe is and what it means to us, which is about the community, about bringing folks together. That's what the name The Vibe comes from. It was a community outreach event. So that's how we got to talking, and that's how this came to be.
It's such a cool thing for both of you to be a part of. And Paul, for you, obviously you're not playing in the NBA anymore. You got some plans for basketball you can tell me about. But what was the initial level of interest when it came to getting involved in professional volleyball?
Well, yeah, meeting Colleen, for the first time, I seen her enthusiasm, her focus, her drive and motivation to really get this going. And that just kind of sucked me in, right?
Yeah.
And also, I had two older daughters who played volleyball in high school. And I tell this story to, Colleen all the time. Volleyball is really what brought my daughters out of their shell.
Cool.
Right? Gave them confidence, being out there with their teammates. You just love the vibe of volleyball, once you get out there. So I'm really thankful for that. And I think that's a big part of why I'm here.
What do you want your goal to be as an investor in the Vibe?
For me, it's really just to, provide, that mentorship as a professional athlete. 16 years as an NBA pro, is a long time. And I've learned a lot, I've seen a lot. And I'm just here, I'm ears to listen. Anybody that needs advice, I'm here to guide them and help them.
Colleen, you played volleyball in college. You have seen this sport develop and grow over the last 20 years. It is exploding. It's an Olympic sport. There are people from all over the country super invested in volleyball right now. What excites you about the growth of this game?
The potential for the future and the platform that we've been able to create right now. So, for those who don't know, volleyball is the largest team sport for girls in the United States. Folks who watch sports know the record that was set in Omaha in August as the most watched female sport, and it beat a FIFA World Cup soccer match. People are blown away. And every week this fall, it seems like a new record was set in volleyball. In the collegiate level, having the NCAA finals broadcast opposite a football game, and we still had 1.7 million viewers. So I think we continue to shatter those myths that there's not interest, it's not commercially viable. There's sponsors out there. So being able to have this platform for girls who are watching, one of my favorite things was after we did the draft in December, we drafted 5 college players to the team to try out for the team.
Yeah.
And online you're looking at the post, and there was a post, and there was these girls that held up a sign to our coach, Coach Dagenet, Todd, and it said, "Coach Todd, we're available for the 2035 draft."
Oh, that's
and I was like,
cool.
that's what this is about, right? They can showcase their skills. They have something to aspire to, as opposed to hanging up their shoes too early.
Younger women and little girls obviously being invested is super cool, and it's cool to watch the fan base. I mean, both of you guys were just talking about the video that was put out by the Vibe. It's an incredible start to the season, undefeated so far, a home match coming up. But when you see that video and you see the reaction to it, what excites both of you about the future for the Vibe?
I'll let you go.
I mean, I think it's what the team has coming together. So we won both of our first home openers, but anyone in sports knows those could have gone either way. There were 5 setters. It was a come from behind in the 5th set to beat Omaha in that instance. But for our team, it's the chemistry that's starting to create what our vibe is from a team perspective and what the larger community is. So that's been exciting to watch.
Yeah, and for me, it's the energy, right? I watch the video and I see the energy, I see the enthusiasm. I see women, leading out there, and that's awesome to see because I got 4 daughters, and for them to look on TV or look on the social media and see women out there empowering, it's an amazing feeling. and I'm glad this is going on.
I know you got some volleyball players in your house, but I'm curious, whenever you tell them, hey, I'm going to be an investor in this, Dad is going to be involved, what was their reaction?
So I told them actually a couple of days ago, and they were so excited. My 2 oldest daughters, they're excited about the game on Thursday, and they can't wait to get out there. So, wasn't shocked about the surprise. I wanted to wait and tell them, but the energy was it was amazing just to hear them, and what they feel about it.
All 3 of us, obviously. Go ahead if you want to say
No,
something.
I was going to say what's also fun about the game is there's a point, there's action every time, and Paul was mentioning it's uplifting. People, some people are like, why do you guys cheer in between every point? And it's just coming together, and it's learning how to, be appreciative of that point or let a point go. So it's action. There's a seat for everybody to watch this game. There's, we have libero positions, so you don't have to be super tall. You have the tall ones in the front. So that's super exciting.
I mean, all 3 of us have our opinions on volleyball, and we're all clearly excited about it and the future of women's sports. But why should people pay attention to volleyball right now, Colleen?
I think those who aren't paying attention are missing an opportunity. I hark back to Atlanta United, right? And there was so much enthusiasm because people understood it. So I would just ask people to give it a shot, to open it up, because this is a platform, and we don't have the support of, women's soccer has men's soccer, women's basketball has men's basketball. So we don't have that. So we are dependent on the community. So I hope people will give that a chance and show what this platform can do, because it's been I would call it chosen organically. And so now put that on steroids and be involved in the beginning. Like, thank you guys for having us on and helping us showcase what this is, because the athletes are speaking, the girls are speaking, people want that product. So we're just appreciative that we're getting a chance to do that.
And having investors like Paul, I'm sure certainly helps, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is, he exemplifies what this sport's about, and it's about bringing people together across the board. There's a lot of girl dads and girl moms out there that can get behind it. I mean, I played in college, but never touched it for 25 years. So I'm just grateful to be able to get back into it myself.
What have you learned from being a dad with girls that play sports?
Can't be too hard on them, right? I tried to get my 2 oldest ones to play basketball, obviously, since I played it. They grew up watching it. I wanted to instill that in them, right? Give them something to be athletic and just get out there and just, and compete. They didn't like it too much.
Unfortunately for you.
Unfortunately for me, they didn't like it too much. But they did love volleyball. They wanted to get into that. And when you look out there and you see the volleyball ladies out there, those are some of the amazing athletes in the world. People don't realize it. There was a young lady on the team. Who's probably got a higher vertical than me. Of course, I'm 38, but the athleticism is almost similar to basketball, and just the action that we spoke about earlier. It's just amazing to see.
Very cool. Let's talk about basketball really quickly, because I know you're paying attention to your Atlanta Hawks from a distance or very closely. They're still around. They're going to be a big part of your life. This team has struggled a bit. There was a lot of promise for them at the beginning of the season. We're getting closer to the All-Star break. There's a lot of rumors, obviously. The Hawks do need something to happen. What do you feel like this team is missing right now?
I really can't speak on what's missing. I can only speak on what they have, and they have, a great young core. They have, Quinn Snyder, who I'm very confident about, being able to play for him for a year and understanding, what type of coach he is. I know it's just a matter of time before they figure it out.
You and Quinn crossed paths in his 1 year here in Atlanta. It was your first year here, correct? What was Quinn like as a coach back then?
Student of the game. He loves the game of basketball, X's and O's. He's probably the top in that class in that. He's very smart, studious, and he's a leader. So like I said earlier, it's just a matter of time before he figures it out, and everybody that's under him will figure it out. How
much confidence do you have that this team can take the next step and figure it out like you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they got some things that they want to do, trade-wise, or bringing in new guys or whatever it is. But it comes down to just gelling together and the team coming together and for one common cause. It's possible.
Okay, and last question. You're not playing in the NBA anymore, but you were itching to get back around the game. It's happening. Tell us what's happening for you.
Yeah, I don't want to put it out yet.
Okay. Okay. You don't have to. You definitely don't have to.
Yeah.
But there is something in the works for you when it comes to basketball.
Definitely something in the works. I love the game of basketball. It's been good to me. It's been good to my family. I have a wealth of knowledge, and I still feel like I can, play a little bit. So it's definitely something in the works, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and we're also looking forward to the home opener for the Vibe, right?
Yes.
Why should people get out and come?
Because you don't want to miss it. We're making history.
Yeah.
I mean, this is history. You're going to look back. If you're going to make any game, make an effort to make it Thursday night, because you're going to look back in 10 years and you'll be like, I was there. I was a part of it. See the energy, feel the energy. Bring your vibe. We're open for suggestions. Tickets are available. There's a price point for everybody. We have floor seats all the way up to the expensive ones. So
She sold it, but why are you excited about it?
I'm excited about it. I get to bring my kids.
Yeah.
I would love to see their reaction. The reaction that I got from them, tell them that I was part of the team, was amazing. So to get them out there and meet the ladies and just feel the energy, it's going to be great.
I can't wait. We all can't wait. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
thanks for having us.